Here on the Domino's postgame report, Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman, head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, they don't get much more heartbreaking than this one. A three from Jack Browder at the half-court stripe gets waved off. I know that's absolutely a punch to the stomach for you, but give up a three from Donnell Nixon with 2.4 seconds left. When the instructions were no threes, but he hits a tough step back to give the Bulldogs the win. Break down what happened.
Well, 100% credit to them. They are very good. They are very tough, both physically and mentally. They stay with their script, and that is to put a lot of pressure on the paint. They clearly aren't hunting threes. But when push came to shove, the second half, they jumped there and make 6 of them, and that's credit to them. Now, I'm really disappointed in our defense. I'm really, really disappointed in our defense the second half. I'm disappointed in our defense the entire game. Our rebounding was fine. But our toughness today, our lack of toughness today, was exposed. We had way too many breakdowns in terms of matchups and personnel. And on the road, man, that'll get you beat. They doubled us up on the free throw line because they had such a determination to go to the basket, and credit to them for a good home win today for them.
Trey Hubbard was in foul trouble throughout the day.
Yeah.
Felt like that made a difference.
Huge difference, Cav. I mean, we tried to get right there. That last possession, KT Carter was screaming timeout, trying to get to get stoppage so that we could get him out. But we weren't given the timeout.
The first half.
Of the first half. He had 2. He's on the floor. Yeah. I'd put him back in there at the whatever it was. They're late in the first, saying you cannot get a third, whatever you do. And he gets his third with 1 second on the clock. Now, I've always had that fast, firm rule, but I felt like we just wanted to go into the half with a little momentum. So that's 100% on me. But I just told him, I was like, man, you've got to know that how that impacts us because you said a long time that second half. And then clearly they started sort of going at him, getting that fourth, and a lot of things you wish you could do over today. Starting with that, we came out of the timeout, out of the huddle, saying, if they score, we're going to get it in and up quick. We got 8 seconds. Brian calls a timeout. They give it to him. Then we are able to strategize a play where we're going to throw to half court, call a timeout, have 2.4. Then to get something from, shorter close to the basket. And Jack breaks and, makes a 3 as I'm calling timeout. God almighty, Kev. I just want oh, my goodness.
I mean, it's the right call.
I do it every time. I play the
right
percentages. Call. But, that and not being able to get the timeout there at the very end of the first half to get Trey out. I think that more than anything, having to sit him so much the second half, was an issue for us.
Defensively, you kind of alluded to it. Wingate 60% from the field after halftime. Josh Massey goes for 23. He's just the second guy who's averaging more than 15 points per game this year to exceed his average against you. What did he do to be so effective, especially in the second half?
He jumped up and made threes. Period. That's what he did. He made, a little under half his points came at the 3-point line, and that's really, really not his thing. That's not really what he wants to be doing. But he did today. He did today in critical times, and that's a credit to him for making them, and it's a discredit to us for screwing around and giving guys. You come with a scout, but there's flexibility with it, and you have to make adjustments as the game goes. And we had made an adjustment, saying we can't let him have any more clean looks, and then we gave him more clean looks.
Trey Hubbard with 27 points. Jack Browder with 22. 15 of his 22 came after halftime. Trey, 19 of his 27 came in the first half. How critical was it to get Jack going after halftime to give you a chance to maintain the lead?
Well, I mean, it was big because, Trey generates so much opportunity for us in transition. And in the half-court belts, he put pressure on the paint. So somebody else had to do something. And Jack and John were both sort of, truth matters, they were both sort of in the doghouse a little bit for the defense today. And so we were going and, both of them were sort of going and coming and couldn't really maybe get as good a rhythm. But Jack, fortunately, they put some points on the board for us. That second half, I can't tell how disappointed I'm in our defense today. And I've been really happy with our defense. I don't like what we did defensively today at all. That was the biggest difference in this game today.
Felt like it was there for the first 9 minutes or so of the game. Yeah, the back-to-back 9-0 runs. You built the 19-point lead.
Yeah, we were getting some stops and turning them to points, and we minimized their 3-point. I mean, they had no threes the first half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we were where we needed to be, but you could just tell like they're a tough veteran group and they're not going to just go away easily. And then when you have Trey playing, significantly abbreviated minutes in the second half, that's a problem for us. Now I do think that we gave Bryce Wymanson some time there the second half. I mean, Trey only played 10 the second half. Bryce played 10.
Yeah.
So typically in this game, Trey would have played 18 the second half. But Bryce gave a good solid 10 minutes of play, 2 or 4 from the field. But that we've got to figure out a way to get better from this experience today, Cav. And unfortunately, we take a loss today on the road. And this is a good team, man. They're 9-0 for a reason.
Emory and Henry's next. Second time you've played them in 2 weeks. Your first back end of the round robin portion of the schedule. How do you use this one against the Wasps on Wednesday?
I mean, the way our guys are and the way our staff is, this will do nothing except sharpen our point. So we'll get back on the floor Monday, Tuesday with our preparation, have some really competitive practices, try to get our defense squared away, and then go up there and put it all together for 40 minutes, hopefully, and put ourselves in a position to be worthy of a win, hopefully.
Chuck, pleasure as always. We'll talk to you Wednesday against the Wasps.
Great. Thanks, Cav.
It's Carson-Newman head men's basketball.
How do you know you're in a community